Welcome back, campers. Gosh damn it, it's glad to be back. Another episode of KJ Knows Best. It must be that time of year again, everyone. Really hard to wipe a smile off my face right now, Andy. It's finally getting to the point of the Black and Mild Invitational. We are just a few days away. So much to cover, so little time, really. We had some technical difficulties tonight. We're trying to get this for a normal Sam and Rem show kind of video, but obviously backfired due to the lack of production and just retardedness. Yeah, lack of hustle really to the KJ Knows Best staff. But before we really get into everything, Andy, I just want to thank everyone, man, for what's taken place last month and a half. I mean, forget about really buying into the BMI weekend and what to expect. It's full blown obsession. I seriously feel like a broken record here, but it has to be said every time. For every upcoming major, it just seems that we do it better and better and better. The hype surrounding the Bluff this year, I have never seen or heard anything like it. It's something we've talked about every day in the group text for most of the day. It's whether people are sending you things down, to the Bluff or things that you're adding yourself. I don't know, man. I'm out of answers, but whatever we're doing, it's working. It's easily for me the best thing we do all year. I know you've been extremely busy getting the Bluff and Sapelo in order, but if you will, just take a minute and express what it means to be the first ever member, Andy, to host a Black and Mild Invitational.
Yeah, it really is everything you said. I'll echo, but I mean it's pretty special. Me and Lowercase spent the last couple of weeks trying to make this place as bomb-proof as we possibly can. When I started the Black and Mild Invitational 8 years ago in Statesboro, I never dreamed. I knew it was a great fucking idea, but I never really dreamed that it would turn into what it has today. I mean, we have 16 of the strongest competitors possible. It's by far the deepest field we've ever had. Stakes have never been higher. I mean, there's so many storylines to get to that I'm sure that we'll cover, but everybody's playing for so much. It's the first major of the year, and there's no better way to kick it off.
Yeah, couldn't have said anything better than you right there, man. Really quick, hats off to the committee for the long hours they put in this year. I mean, the BMI handbook is another example of how prestigious and professional this tournament is. So I know with the kickoff letter that you gave out, I mean, it's, I don't know, man. Again, it's just another example why we keep doing it better and better. So if you were a part of that, which I know you were, hats off to you and your staff.
Yeah, we've got, the staff that we have on board this year, they've worked countless hours. I truthfully haven't done too much work with it. Add my signature to the end of the emails that go out, but it's they do a great job. Glad to have them. The BMI handbook is something that has revolutionized the BPGA, and hopefully we can continue that going forward.
So quickly, because this show needs ratings, is there any new information you can say about the opening letter email controversy of not including Connor Vogel? Will there be anyone fired? What is the board doing, so this never happens again?
Yeah, when things are revolutionized, sometimes there's going to be mistakes, there's going to be setbacks. Unfortunately, we had a major setback, not including Connor Vogel on our initial BMI handbook letter that went out to everybody. Fortunately for us, it was quickly recognized. We solved the problem quickly. I think it took only 13 minutes to get him in there. But yeah, an intern we fired. My secretary got fired. I've also fired the vice president of operations as well as the janitor. So I mean, we clean house, and it's something that will never happen again. But like I said, when you're pushing new ground and moving forward in the direction that we are, it's tough not to have setbacks. So it's all about how you handle those setbacks, and we feel that our response to that was generous and worthy. We gave Connor Vogel VIP access to our BMI sports book here with unlimited access to liquor taps that are fully stocked, as well as first dibs on the Capula Suite, which we all know is
which you didn't have to do, by the way, but you did. And yeah, I mean, I think a lot of members actually kind of jealous now. I mean, again, that's what you get. That's what you get with the Black Mountain Invitational. And if something does happen, the committee is always there to, give something back and to do something about it.
All apologies to Connor, and like I said, the situation was remedied, and we can move forward from that. The Capula Suite will be very accommodating to him during his stay here at the Bluff, and hopefully he comes back for many more majors.
Great. Yeah, so I just want to touch on that real quick. We can put that to bed. Let's just talk about the Bluff. I counted seven players. Blake, Matt, Cuddy, Corey, Dean, Potter, Connor have all not been to the Bluff. Is that a disadvantage, or is that just the media overreacting about it?
It's an extreme disadvantage for many reasons. I mean, the first, and it's something that I keep on preaching, is that it's a different life down here, man. I mean, it takes you, you've been a couple times, so it takes you a full 24 hours just to get your bearings straight and figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yep.
Your head's going to be spinning. You're trying to figure out there's going to be activities, galore. So it's like, you're trying to figure it out while concentrating on golf, and then you got to go play a course that you've never played before. Sapelo is far from an easy course. So, it's an extreme disadvantage, but at the same time, it's an opportunity for those guys to step up, show that they're worthy competitors, which they all are. I don't doubt any of them will, but it's going to be interesting to see, who embraces the challenge of it and who fucking runs away and shits down their leg on tee number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Andy, what can you tell us here about some of the activities on the Bluff that all the participants are going to be walking into? Maybe one of your favorites, or the one that you're most looking forward to doing. Go ahead and kind of expand on that.
I don't want to give them all away because we got some stuff that hasn't been talked about in the group text yet. Some stuff that's coming, when people arrive.
Wow.
But,
wow.
There's a lot going on, and I hope that everybody can get here in a reasonable time. And when they do, we're going to start off with a bang with, a 21 Cup tournament, which I'm very much looking forward to because it's been a while since we've all been around the table playing 21 Cup, so that's always a treat. And then from there, obviously, my second favorite is got to be the Bluffino. It's something that I always dreamed about having in my home. Now I have it, and the weekend that it premieres is going to be the Black Mountain Invitational. So Tony up.
Let's talk about the Bluffino real quick. I guess I don't really know what to expect. What kind of stakes can we expect to walk into? What, I don't know. Just paint us a picture of what we're really going to be going to be doing for the most part of the night. Is there going to be one game in particular that you're going to want to have the majority of the group involved with, or is it just going to be a ton of different things at a ton of different times?
Well, I think the stakes are probably going to escalate as the night goes on. A lot of it depends on how the night starts off. So it's one of those things where early on, I'm sure the limits will be friendly, dollar blackjack hands, maybe 50-cent roulette spins and whatnot, but. As people fall asleep and as the night grows weary, and people are trying to recoup the losses, I wouldn't put it past somebody like Triple C or Joe to lay $100 on red. So, it's quite possible things can get pretty heavy, but all I know is that we're IDing at 8 o'clock, the limits go up at 10. So, if you want the pussy boy action, you better get here before then.
Yeah, thank God I'm coming Thursday. You know how I am. So, yeah. So, that's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I don't think there would really be anything better that happens during the weekend besides the tournament, of course, if I saw someone late night throwing a hundy on the table against you. It would be...
I want Trip C late night with 3 cigarettes in his mouth, trying to get back to even, and us to play a $500 hand of blackjack.
Dude,
I would never allow that kind of limit, but it would be fun.
But it would be fun. You never know, man. This is the first time the Bluffino is opening. You got to remember that. The grand opening. You don't know what the hell's going to happen.
I got to figure out how to deal.
No, bro, you're good. You're fine. You're a great dealer. I was actually...
if there's different issues at the Bluffino, you can see one of our call girls. They're more than accommodating. Blowjobs are extra, obviously, but the casino itself is in play, man. We're ready to rock.
Can name a couple people that might be interested in that. Let's talk about the 21 Cup, because I didn't really, getting that message today, on the handbook, or the email was awesome. Really, it got me fired up. You know how our group is with those drinking competitive games. Really speaking to myself as well, but that's a huge deal, man. That's a huge deal. I mean, what are you expecting in that?
The BMI, we looked at the way we've done previous draft orders, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with leaving it up to chance or picking names out of a hat or drawing golf balls out of a hat at the range. But we looked at that and we said, okay, how can this be improved? So what can improve luck? It's competition. So let's bring competition to the table. Teams of 4 will have to whittle their team down to 3. Pick your best 3. It's a double elimination tournament. We got March Madness going on, baby. So, I mean, what better theme to go along with it than a double elim 21 cup tourney for tea time?
Yeah, that's going to be incredible. You hit my next point. The teams that will have 4 people there, so they will have to get that down to 3. They won't be forced to get a rotation for the person that doesn't play that first game or anything like that. It's really, bring your best 3 to the table and see where you can.
Well, people know who can fuck and who can't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are you a good 21 cup player or no? If you've never played, then no. I mean, sit down on the sideline and cheer your team on. That's just as important. But I mean, shit, we all know who can play and who can't. So, I mean, if you can't bring your best 3 to the table or egos get in the way, then maybe it's time to reevaluate your team.
I mean, I hate to be biased, but I mean, I kind of think we might be pretty good team. Would you consider us a favorite, or? I mean, there's a lot of good teams. I mean, we play freaking Ian Poulters in the first round.
We got a tough draw. We got a really tough first round draw. I mean, that team is the team we play round 1. I mean, one of those teams is going to have a loss after the first game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what we wanted to bring to the table. We want people with their backs up against the wall, fighting for tea times. I mean, can you imagine if, for that second and third place game or the third and fourth place game, if third and fourth place game is just as big as first place game, really.
Yeah.
You don't want to be teeing off first. That's all I know. So we're going to do everything in our power to avoid that. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. It's competition. It's always been tough. 21 cup games can go either way, which is the beauty of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for that, and the best thing that could ever happen, possibly. I'm not sure what the arrival times will be, but I know that.
You're early.
Yeah, I know. But if a couple people do show up late and we have to wait on them, it almost wouldn't be the worst thing. It could really turn into something pretty late.
We'll certainly wait for everybody to arrive unless there's something outrageous where it's like a 1 a.m. thing. But I mean, yeah, certainly if everybody gets here, at a reasonable time, we're not starting without anybody because, like I said, it's just as important for the people on the sideline spectating as it is for the people playing the game. So I mean, it's gonna be rowdy.
Awesome. Love that. So the next kind of thing, non-golf, Andy, I wanted to talk about is the major developments of the pig roast. I think a very big breaking news came today when you sent that picture out. I won't lie, I was very hesitant and what to expect of the whole situation, just because, I mean, I don't know jack about. I mean, I can't even cook eggs, bro. So I mean, the whole pig thing isn't on me, but I think you definitely eased Mr. B's head and Eli's head. So, I think it's going to be a pretty cool experience if this thing is really edible.
Yeah, well, I mean, going into it, the pig roast is obviously a pipe dream at the beginning. And Blake even went so far as to order cinder blocks for us.
Holy shit!
It was something that we had dreamed about and wanted to do, and obviously, as time went on, it tapered off a little bit. But when I had that opportunity brought to the table, and he said, listen, I got this thing that's, idiot proof, you can't fuck it up. Let me give it to you. You guys can use it. You can fucking have it if you want it. Well, I didn't know this machine was going to be the best machine on the market when he brought it to me today. So, it's one of those things where everything came together as it always does. And it's going to be a special event. I mean, it's only going to take 4.5 hours to cook this 70-pound pig. And, I mean, there's so much value added in that, because what's going to happen is we're going to take the 70-pound pig out of the fucking cooker, slap it on the table, and we're all going to get our hands in there and fucking dig.
Oh my God. So you're very confident that, evening time Saturday, we will all be around a table with a cooked pig, and we will have some kind of toast or have some kind of celebration, and then we will proceed to eat this thing.
8 p.m. Saturday, will be around the table. M's making side dishes. We're all going to have massive plates, and we're going to have 70 pounds of pig between us.
I just can't believe it, dude.
Breakfast.
I just can't even imagine.
Yeah, I mean, and the best part about it is between all of us. I mean, I'm confident that you and I. So if I'm confident that you and I could do it, then I know for certain between Blake, Eli, Potter, Dean, guys like that this is going to get done, and it's going to be easy because all you got to do is change the coals out every hour, and other than that, you just sit back and fucking relax and fucking hit some golf shots into the wilderness. Absolutely.
Guys like that don't make mistakes on a pig. Fact.
Yeah, won't happen.
Or it won't happen. Awesome, man. Well, I mean that kind of wraps up that portion of the interview. I mean, was there anything else that you would want to bring up? You didn't want to give too many activities, so I don't want you to do that. But I mean, between the 21 Cup, the pig roast, and the Bluffsino tournament games, I mean, a lot of other activities. I mean, if you're coming to have a nice, relaxing weekend, might as well not come.
You came to the wrong fucking place. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a fun time had by all for sure. There's, like I said, I don't want to give everything away, but we're gonna have, and we got March Madness going on too. So I mean, we got everything going for us. Everything's in the right place. Maddie's done a great job making this place respectable the last week or two. So I mean, all credit to Lower Bro.
Shout out to Maddie. Yeah, respect.
We're pushing very hard to make this one of the best weekends in BP history.
I think so, bro. I think so. I mean, it definitely looks that way. I can't wait. I got one more sleep up here in Kennesaw. And I'll tell you right now, what an incredible week to get the hell away from here. This has been the worst week I can remember. I mean,
it's 75 and sunny down here every day, bro. I don't know what's wrong with you guys.
I mean, you know how I feel. The quicker I can get south, the better. But yeah, just the worst week. I mean, no one's been really able to prep, and if they haven't, that's awesome. It's just been miserable, cold, wet. I mean, it snowed the other morning. It snowed this morning when I was driving out to one of my fucking little stupid ass towns to call on. But yeah. But anyways, let's start getting into the golf, man. Really quick. Tell me first. How do you pronounce the golf course name? Sapelo?
Sapelo Hammock.
Okay. I like Sapelo more.
You can say Sapelo if you want. Don't say that as dollars.
No. Sapelo. What can you tell us about the course, man? Whether it's challenging holes, favorite holes that will kind of make or break it. I mean, just dive into the course real quick if you can.
I'm confident that this course is unlike anything that anybody's ever played before. And I say that because the Bluff is unlike anything that anybody's ever seen before. So when you come down here, again, you're in another world. The location of the course, I mean, it's literally right across the street from where we are. So, I mean, you can drive by our house and you see, hole number 3 green. So it's the course itself is very flat. So that's part one of it. But it's also very challenging in the sense that the rough on the course is real rough. So if you're in the rough, you're in trouble. And the greens are very slippery, and they take really good care of the greens. So they're not like shitty greens. I mean, they're legit greens. They're green for sure, and they run fast. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, and this doesn't mean a whole lot, that me and Maddie have played the course and we fucking putted the ball and it goes off the green, and then we putt it again, and then we're in the sand trap, and then we're fucking chipping out of the sand trap off the green again. I mean, it's tough, bro. It's not easy around the green. So, the teams that have players that can putt well will certainly have an advantage, but it's a very difficult course. And then on top of that, off the tee box, there's a lot of holes that don't allow necessarily for you to sit up there and pipe a 300-yard drive. I mean, it's dog-leggy, it's windy.
You got to be crafty.
Trees in the fairway. So, I mean, luck's a big part of playing Sapelo, too. I mean, I've hit many shots on Sapelo that I thought were gone, and it turns out, I got a good look at the green. So there's going to be a lot of bad shots. There's going to be a lot of lost balls. But that's what makes it so much fun. I mean, why would you want to win a major on a course that's, easy? You're going to have to earn it on Sapelo, baby.
Yeah. I mean, when you were talking about the greens and stuff, I mean, that's what we want for a major championship, man. I mean, and honestly, going forward, and everyone I know is for this, but if we're not playing those courses, then we're definitely losing. We care way too much about this. We hype this thing up way too much to play a bad course.
Well,
Now,
I took Matt Sled out to golfing at Sapelo the other weekend when he came down to visit with Joe, and the whole time he just said, he kept on saying over and over, this is the course. Like this is the Black and Miles Invitation. Like this, this is what it is.
That's awesome.
I couldn't agree. I mean, it's what in my head I had always dreamed about, and the course itself is. I mean, it's beautiful. It's scenic. We're the only ones out there. There's going to be nobody behind us. We can do whatever the fuck we want. We can yell as loud as we want. It's that type of environment. So I mean, it's where we want to be.
Awesome, man. Awesome. It's a great breakdown of the course. I think, Andy, it's about time to really start, dissecting these teams, man. And
the good stuff, baby. Let's get to the good stuff.
Let's get to the good stuff. Hurt some people's feelings and shit. I'm just kidding. Let's start with Ian Poulters, man. The bag slappers.
Ian Poulters.
I mean, if you want to go first, you can. I really do think they are the favorite. I mean, they can whine about it all they want, but when you look at everyone's top three, I think their three is a little stronger. And I realize that you can't. It's not really fair. Like Potter's team, you can't really look at it that way. It doesn't make sense. But when you look at those top three, I just think with experience and past champions that they're a little stronger than the rest.
And the storylines for that team are really incredible. I mean, Conair knew what he was doing when he drafted that team. He drafted it expertly, and of course, it's no surprise to see them up near the top. So you look at Conair and Matho going for back-to-back BMI championships, which that would put them in a class of their own. And then you couple that with the experience of Matho and Joe, who have both played the course recently and know what they're doing. And then you got the wild card Cuddy in there in the back, who the fuck knows? I haven't seen Cut play golf since Blake's bachelor party. So I mean, there's an unknown element there where if he's good, then that team's almost unbeatable in my eyes. But I mean, there's a lot on that team that's special. There's also a lot that could go wrong. I mean, if that team hits the vape pen too early or decides on hole 10 that it might be time to take it to the next level. I mean, who knows where that team goes? I don't think that'll happen. I expect them to be there at the end.
But could definitely happen. Yeah.
The course plays to their favor. Where that team may struggle is on the greens. Joe's been rolling putts recently, from what I understand, so that may help them some. But I mean, that team, there's way more positive than there is negative about that team.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, Connor, great off tee, consistent. I mean, he usually can hit a shot, whatever that team needs at any given time.
He shot like a 92 at the Bluff the other week, and he dominated the course.
Who?
The course played very well to Matho's strength.
Matho, really? I mean, the thing about Sweat too is that he's finally getting respect, and he was drafted this year where he should have been drafted. I mean, he's made a huge improvement in his game. I mean, he's usually my steal when we do these podcasts. I mean, he's usually my steal of the draft just because, he always gets looked over, and then someone steals him.
Matho's one BMI championship and maybe one other major away from being in contention with the captains in my eyes. I mean, if he starts in the 80s and brings that veteran leadership and experience, I mean, it's tough to overlook him in the top four.
Yeah, I mean, the team's scary, man. Looking at it now, like I have their team, and I have, Connor, Sweat, Joey. I have something written about each one. I said for Joey, putting is a strong point of his game. It was at the end of last year. I haven't played with him this year yet, but I've heard the same thing you have. He's been rolling in putts. And I mean, we all know what he's capable too. If he can get off the tee, that's a huge advantage for that team. So I don't know. He just bought his custom putting mat too. I mean, that's had to help. But I was really relying on you for Cuddy. To tell us what kind of shit he's talking, because he's on the group text, obviously. So,
Cuddy's ready to play, man. I mean, Cuddy's one of those guys that'll fucking get up and fucking go for it. So he's not afraid. I don't know if he'll be a help or not. With those three, I mean, I don't know how many shots they're going to use. Not for saying that they're going to be bad shots, just for the fact that there might always be a better shot. But I think that he'll add a consistent element to that team. And like I said, he's a wild card. I have no idea how good he is.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I hear you. Who do you think will ride with Cuddy?
I would imagine that the card flippers will stay together, and I'd imagine it'd be Joe and Cuddy, and let Connor and Matthew ride together. Just they got history together. They fucking flipped the golf cart together. So I mean, that's a bond that will never be broken.
That's so true, man. That's so true. God, if they do it, I mean, what are the odds they do that again? I mean, ever in a well, I mean, there's probably
You can't flip a golf cart at Sapelo, but you can easily drive a golf cart into a tree or drive it into a lake.
dude. If they get baked, if they get absolutely baked, that could happen.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. If anybody could do it, it's those two.
I mean, they might want to do it. Like I could see them wanting to do that, and then pull the thing out and do it again. Yeah.
When I watched them do it at the last tournament we played, I mean, you could tell when they got up from that, they had a new lease on life, and they were like, "Fuck, let's go play the run of our lives now. Got no choice."
Yeah, that's epic, man. That's epic. So up next, Andy, we're going to kind of dissect Team Dino Blast. I thought Mr. Dean had a interesting draft. It seemed that he had some unfinished business, and when he selected Paul, I think they want another crack at the jacket. I hope I'm getting that right. I think they were together last year at some tournament. They were, and I think they're really looking forward to having another shot at it. And it sucks.
Yeah, Dino went back to the Wally well, which is not a bad well to go back to. I mean, I'd like to dip my egg in that pen.
Of course, you're not the only one.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good twosome, especially if they're riding together. And then, I mean, again, you got probably last year's
MVP
unspoken hero Lance, again, going for two, jackets. And that in itself, I mean, if Lance wins that and rides up into the sunset, we'll all fucking hate him. But at the same time, can't really hate a guy if all he does is win. So
you can't. God, I mean, Gary. So it was 2 majors last year. I'm getting that right. Yeah, 2 majors. So he won Black and Mild and he won a Weeby. He's a State Farm agent. He's a recently State Farm agent. I mean,
he's got a lot going for him.
Yeah, I mean, he can't be stopped. He really can't be stopped.
It would be a shame for that team to win only because the whole team won't be there for the after party.
Yeah, that's a big. Well, that actually brings me to another good thing. The thing about Gary this year that really freaking worries me, man, is that like he's just not committed. And I hate to say that. He's interested, man. You're either interested or committed, and he's interested because he's not only he's showing up the morning of the round, but then he's leaving after the round, bro. And you know how Gary gets on, Friday nights. Especially St. Paddy's Day. Who the hell knows what kind of gear you're getting? So, with that being
said, I got really drunk with Gary last weekend to celebrate his State Farm agency, and woke up in Baby Liv's playroom, my face down in the fucking dirt at 10:30. Walked out of the living room, and sure enough, there was Lance on the couch.
You've got to be kidding.
Who knows, man? I mean, Gary's always been one to rally. I won't doubt his rally.
No, that's true. That's true.
Who knows where you're getting? I mean, who really knows?
As much as I'm saying about that, I mean, Gary, incredible finish last year, probably MVP. When you mix his short game with Dean's short game, that could be really, really scary. And honestly, really quick on Paul, I think he could be the most important player in this entire invitational this year.
Everybody loves when Paul wins. I mean, it's great to see Paul win. Paul deserves all the success in the world, especially, I would not there's a few people that I would absolutely fucking hate to put the green jacket on. Paul's not one of those people.
No,
I would love to do Paul the green jacket. But like I said, the chips are all on the table, and we'll see.
Yeah, man, I don't think Paul's won a jacket.
Paul wants the jacket badly.
Yeah, he definitely wants it. I mean, Paul's really searching for that jacket, completely bought into the game. I mean, he's new to the TaylorMade family. So I just think he's very, very important to his team. And if he can, whether it's off the tee or maybe iron play, I mean, if he shows up, that team will be in the thick things.
That team all has new clubs, yeah?
Yeah. I think Dean got new clubs, but I want to say he was getting him back. I thought he was getting something else done, but I guess I should have paid attention more in the group text. Damn it. So, who was the other person on their team?
It's a great question.
Oh, Lower Bro, right? Yeah, yeah, Lower Bro. Give me some info on Lower Bro. Now, I played with him at the first ever Turkey Classic at Southwind, which we took down. That was a family event as well. But
what Maddie gives that team that's invaluable, that can't be understated, and it's the same thing for the Bag Slappers, is the experience of Sapelo. So Maddie obviously has he's tied for number one in most playing experience on the course with me. So when Maddie's played Sapelo, Maddie's played the course well, and Maddie knows it. So for that team, his knowledge of the course is more important than him playing good golf, in my opinion.
No, 100%. That's 100%, and it could be the reason they win, honestly. I can definitely see Matt scheming and just telling where to hit, what to do, club up, club down.
There's a lot of holes on the course where you don't know which way the flag goes. So you don't know where the flag is at off the tee. So if you don't know, you're essentially guessing at where you need to hit the ball. I mean, there's far more favorable spots than others. So Maddie knows the course well. He's played the course well. He knows all the other dynamics of the course, and he plays pretty damn good golf too. I mean, he's not.
Maddie can hit the ball, dude. Maddie saved us a couple times of that tournament. I mean, he'll have some shots, man. He'll have some shots, and the other three will definitely, breathe a sign of relief. So I expect it from Maddie. I do. That's great.
Maddie's gonna tremendously in the middling shots, fairway shots, close-up shots. We're getting him some new clubs as well for the round. So I mean, who the fuck knows?
That's huge, man. We got to get to that. Don't let me forget about the clubs of what the Davises own. We're going to talk about that coming up next.
That's Maddie being on that team. If they wouldn't have had Maddie, that team wouldn't have a shot. Just because of the course.
Well, you know what?
I don't know
What do you think? What do you think about Potter's team, Andy? I mean, I'd like to hear your favorites. I'd like to hear your favorites. I already thought my favorite was Team Bag Slappers slightly. Would you still view Potter's team favorite?
No, I don't. I think Potter's team is beatable this year.
Yeah, I mean Potter has it all. We know his game, can do it all.
Sapelo's a different course, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, I mean when you look at his team, Eli. I mean, I'll always have a soft spot for Eli, man, just because what we did back in 2015 with the 12 under. To be honest, I mean, the last time Eli might have been on the golf course with a serious round, and I could be obviously wrong, but it was a Weeby. I was on his team. Had cart full of beers off, but it's no secret he doesn't play, and he's always been confident with the putter. So shit, man, maybe he can roll some in.
Yeah, I think that's where he's going to add, obviously, the most value, as he always does on the green. But it's one of those things where if you get Swaggy nice and juiced up, which there's no doubt he will be, but you couple that with somebody else who's a good player,
yep,
that's a scary combination because all Swaggy has to do is worry about making putts, which is probably the putter on the circuit. So between Potter putting the ball close and Swaggy drunk putting, it's a scary combination.
It is scary, man. It is scary. Yeah, I mean,
because I've seen it happen, and I've seen Swaggy play around with us where he just made putt after putt after putt after putt. We shot 12 under.
That's what I'm saying. Like he
obviously was many birdie putts from relatively close distance, and if he can make them, then I mean, there's no reason why that team can't win and win by a lot. But I do think that this course presents a different challenge to Potter and his elite status. He's definitely Goliath. We all know that. He's never been beaten in a BP major, so it's time for everybody to step up, slay the dragon.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And then the White Panther himself. I don't have a good report on Mr. White's game, but I can tell you one thing though, man. I mean, I respect the hell out of him committing to the BMI like this. I mean, not even thinking twice about it.
Yeah, I love Frat. He is on my short list of people that can match my outrageousness at any given moment, which you need to be surrounded with people like that. So you put him and Swaggy together, and I mean, without question, that team's going to have fun. You know, and Potter will certainly be the balance of that fun. But I mean, you stick those two on a cart together and fucking look out. Them and the cart flippers could have a flip off.
Those guys are bringing dick, dude, and I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's going to be one hell of a fun team to be a part of, obviously.
Yeah, well, and you got Trip C, too. So, I mean, Dip Brothers for sure. So, I mean, they're going to be ripping, they're going to be dipping, they're going to be sipping. And it's going to be fun to watch if that team succeeds or if they crumble. But either way, it's going to be fun.
Dude, and Trip C, man, he might be my sleeper of the draft. I usually try to pick one. I played with him twice this year, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if I hear it. He had a strong tournament. He can hit shots. He can hit shots off the tee.
They're one of those people that if I got to put the jacket on somebody, I'd love to fucking wrap around Tripsy's big shoulders.
Of course, bro. He had an impressive short game a couple weeks ago. That was, I mean, pretty impressive, man, for not playing. I mean, he hasn't played in such a long time, and he walked out. I mean, got out there at Chapel Hill and shot 100.
Trip can feel it. Trip can feel it, especially when he gets going. So I mean, Trip Fox, everybody knows that, and I mean that's a good team to have in all aspects. I mean, in any competition, that team's got a good balance of outrageousness as well as steadiness. So I mean, it's good.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that wraps it up for that team. So lastly, Andy, that leaves Team Cock, and obviously I'm happy to be a part of the team. I've never played with Blake. I've played with you a couple times, and we seem to get second quite a bit, and I think we're due, man. And I'm hoping with me not have you played with Blake before?
No, not recently.
Okay, so yeah, I mean I played with Blake last weekend, but yeah, him and I have never been on a same major team, for a major championship. So this is going to be exciting.
With us three and Brett, we'll get to in a second. But the nice part about our team is that we all know what each other is going to bring. So if we can do what we're expected to do and just do our fucking job, and then you add Brett in there, he could very well go out there and shoot 114, or he could go out there and shoot 86. I don't know. But with us three, if we can just do our fucking job and get a little bit of play from Brett, I mean, we're going to be there at the end.
Yeah, no, I feel really good about that. I mean, Blake and I's game, I think will be very comparable in a way. I just think if one of us don't hit at the tee, the other person will. I think you've always been consistent. You know the golf course. Can't say that enough. That's huge. And honestly, it's the mystery of the tournament with Brett. I mean, what kind of game is he going to bring?
Yeah, we'll see what the number 9 pick overall does. Or was he number 10?
I think it was
number 8. Number 8.
I can't remember.
Number 8.
I know we changed the format at the very end. I can't remember. It was 8, 9, or 10. I can't remember.
We'll see what he does. I mean, if Brett wins, then that means he's coming back next year to defend the title.
Yeah, it's huge for a lot of these guys.
Could be the start of something special.
Yeah, I mean, the automatic bid if you win is huge for the first time Black and Mild Invitational participants. So, yeah, man, I'm excited for our team. Really am. I think we have very good chemistry. I think that we're dialed in. I've been ready for months, trying to get better. I know everyone has, but I'm really looking forward to it, man. I think we have a perfect mixture of our team, what it takes. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, feel good, look good, play good. Play good, they pay you good, baby.
You think we'll look good?
If we're going to look fucking great.
I think so. I hope so. Haven't figured out what I'm going to wear yet, but I think we're going to be good.
You'll find it.
Yeah. All right, man. So I think with that being said, we might just get into the rapid fire, bro.
Do it.
And end this thing. So let's start off. And if you have any questions too, you can chime in as well. What'd you eat for lunch today?
You really want to know what I ate for lunch today?
Yes.
I had a Firehouse Sub number 6 turkey bacon ranch large with a bag of Miss Vicky's barbecue chips, which are amazing, and a medium fruit punch Powerade because it had those machines that make all the drinks that you can never want.
Yep.
So I had a fruit punch Powerade, and then I went back and double dipped and got another one.
Wow. Special.
Yeah.
It's a good answer to that question. Person you're looking forward to taking money from?
Whew, God, there's so many. God, who do I love taking money from the most? I mean, probably anybody who's had. I don't want to, hurt anybody. So I mean, my answer to that would probably be anybody who's had success recently in their gambling endeavors. Like, obviously I'd love to gamble, with Trip and Wally and everybody, but I would fucking love to take Lance's money if he fucking hangs around for a couple minutes.
Yeah. I mean, that's a nice answer to that question. I wish you'd throw someone under there, but it's all right. No big deal. Person who will be a little too intoxicated on Friday and let their team down Saturday.
I will go with Gary.
Yeah. That could be an easy answer. We'll see, though. Who knows? True or false, van arrives after 7:15.
True. And I get to slap the shit out of Blake, don't I?
And you kind of do want to slap the shit out of Blake. Admit that.
Oh, my God. I haven't slapped Blake in a long time. I mean, I probably won't hit as hard as I used to hit, but it'll still be fun.
Someone said, I'll give you $1 million if you or someone from the BMI can make a 10-foot putt. Who are you asking to step up and hit it?
Is everybody sober, or is this on like hole 18?
This is, I mean, everyone can be sober, but it has to be, the BMI crew this year.
So, $1 million putt from 10 feet?
Yep, it can be you or someone from the crew.
I'm taking Swaggy all day.
Nice, really?
Yeah. I've seen Swaggy make some good ones.
Yeah. That's a good answer. All right. This next one. Person most likely to jerk off before BMI, besides yourself.
I was going to say, that's a no-brainer. That would probably be Lower Bro, just because he has his own room. So.
I love that answer. I hope he's still with you. That's great.
Oh, he's here.
Please chime in, Lower, if you think that's accurate.
You jerking off before the round, Matty? Yeah, he says.
He might be. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, so chances Gary and or Brett arrive 15 to 20 minutes before tee time.
60%, only if Gary's driving. If Brett's driving, there's a 0%.
I guess I don't know if they're driving together, but I assume they were.
Yeah, they are. I just don't know who's driving. So that's a big factor in that, because if Gary's driving, then it banks on him leaving his house to pick up Brett.
Yeah.
Or Brett arriving at the house and then waiting on Gary. So if Brett's driving, I mean, he can just fucking leave where he wants, you know what I mean?
We'll talk to Brett. We'll get him an Uber if we have to directly. Yeah. Person most likely to ask to borrow a towel because I never think about bringing those things ever.
It's sweaty.
Nah, sweaty's a good answer, man. Shit, we've all been there, but.
Well, I mean, we got towels here, but I would encourage everybody to bring a pillow and possibly a blanket. That's what we're a little bit light on. But towels, I mean, shit, we can all. I mean,
the funniest thing, man, I hope that people will be listening to this on the way down there, and then they'll think, oh, fuck, I forgot the towel. That'll be the best.
Those can be bought at our gift shop for $12.
Of course. Supply and demand, homie. Will Corey dip more, or will Paul smoke more cigarettes?
Corey dip more, only because Corey's output on the dip can, especially if he's riding with Frat. I mean, that's 3 lips in the whole round at minimum. So I'm gonna say Trip.
Wait, so tell me real quick, who's the final 4 of dippers in the group? Corey, Frat. Does Dean dip? Yeah, Dean dips, right?
I think Frat still dips. If Frat doesn't dip, it would be Corey, Gary. Gary.
And you're an honorable mention as well.
I'm an honorable mention now, but I only do 1 pouch like a bitch. So I mean, I can't keep up with those fucking maniacs. But Sweaty's been throwing in some lips, so I mean, I expect Matlow to pick up where others might drop off.
God, what a man.
Well, fuck, you dipped too. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I dipped one in New Orleans. Nolans was man, that was good. That was a good dip sesh. Really, exactly what I needed. That's actually a good transition to my next question. Odds I sprain my ankle.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I do it every time now that we get going. It's really bad.
We have a basketball hoop now, so I mean, if we didn't have a hoop, I'd say maybe 80%, but with the hoop in play, though.
Are there any potholes in your backyard? That's a serious question.
No potholes, but the ground isn't 100%.
Yeah. See, I'm not going to be able to run around back there.
If you're running to a patch or something like that, I mean, you can go down right there.
Okay. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm probably going to bring ankle braces. Gary's one-handed push-up show or Blake's rock and roll show?
Blake's rock and roll show.
Yeah. I think so. I think Gary's one-handed starting to. He's got to up it. He's got to up it to 20.
He can fucking do them, but I mean, the fact of the matter is, when Blake gives a performance, it gets the whole fucking crowd involved, and it usually goes on for like 35 to 45 minutes. So I mean, you can't really put a price on that kind of entertainment.
That's very true. If there was a fight, who would it be between? Or if you wanted to see two people fight, I could also ask it that way. If you wanted to see two people fight, who would it be between?
Well, I mean, I think we all know the answer to that. They're the two most likely people on the court just because of their history. But who I would want? Well, I mean, Paul gets pretty scrappy with everybody, but I'd love to fucking watch the Vogel brothers take their shirts off and fucking get after it in the backyard.
Wow, dude. That's... Whew. Yeah.
Both with in their mouth.
Yeah, I mean, that could get really... I could just see that being a complete disaster late night. Showing up at the court with scratches on their faces. It'd be epic.
They love each other, but if not those two, then I'd probably watch Corey and Paul round two.
Okay. Most times you had sex on the cruise in one day.
3.5.
Yeah.
It was a good cruise. It was very fruitful.
Of course. I'm sure you did everything, bro. Proud of you. Who wins 1v1, Joe or Sweat?
In life, in anything?
No. B-ball.
Fuck, man, that's tough to say since Joe's injury. You know, I don't know if he's got the same pep in his step that he did, but I would probably say.
It's tough, man. It's a tough one.
On my hoop here, I'd probably say Joe, just because of how the hoop is set up with the rim.
Yeah.
I think Joe could make some shots, but I think that'd be a hell of a game. I would defer to that.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was a good question. I mean, they can both get after it, man. Good porn sesh or good movie/doc sesh?
Docs. I mean, I like to watch everything. I see everything. I mean, I don't know if you've heard about my movie collection, but it's getting pretty fucking good.
Need to hear more about it down in the Bluff. Anything that's... Sorry, keep going.
No, it's getting really good.
The thing that's changed the most since being married.
Thing that's changed the most since being married.
Might not be anything yet.
The only thing that's changed really is my bank account.
Yeah.
It's gone from 100% to 50%. So I'd say that's probably, as far as number-wise hit, that's probably it. Other than that, not a whole lot, bro.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good answer. It's probably would be my answer, honestly.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. Don't do it.
Yeah. Don't do it, everyone. Don't fucking do it. Thoughts when you line up for a golf shot, Andy? So when you hover over the ball.
Honestly, man, it's the same as it used to be when I shot free throws in high school. For some reason, and this is going to sound absolutely fucking crazy, I used to step up to the line, and I would tell myself, this is true, I swear to God, I would tell myself that I was going to miss the free throw. So I would essentially talk down. Like, you're a fucking pussy boy, you're going to miss this fucking free throw, and everybody knows you suck. So it's kind of the same thing when I hit a golf shot. It's kind of like, I step up there and I'm like, fuck, this is going to the woods type of thing, and then, see where it goes.
That's absolutely incredible to me.
It's almost backwards thinking, and I don't know why I do that. I think it's because it's probably the closest thing to shooting free throw that I have in my life now. So maybe that's why. But it's something that I've always done, and it's always worked for me in the past. So I mean, that's kind of my thought process. When I'm lining up to hit a putt, it's more or less just getting close. But every other shot is that type of process.
It's a good answer, man. I was not expecting that. That's crazy. I'm going to think about that now.
Yeah.
What about the team you don't want to win the most? Who can't put the jacket on?
Team Kotar, just because I want to slay the dragon. Nothing against those guys, but I don't want Potter to be an untouchable figure in these major events.
Well, I mean, and especially if. I mean, but this really is. I really do think this is one of the fairest and most loaded tournaments we've had, as far as everyone, and the teams are pretty stacked. But I mean, we lost again if it really is a runaway, and I don't think it will be, but we definitely lost. I mean, I can't say this again. The McGregor Open, when everyone was roaring from 16 to 18, and we were all tied, was the best feeling in the world. The best thing that could ever happen on this tournament is a playoff or a finish like that. It was the coolest thing that we've ever been a part of. And
amazing that we've never had a playoff.
Yeah, I mean it is crazy. It is crazy. I guess that shows how bad we are, and then we can't all we all can't just get a low 2-under number. I mean granted, we've played at Southwind for the majority of the BMIs, or all of the BMIs, but even the other majors.
Well, I guess we did have a playoff in the very first BMI with BU, Blake, and Wally, which is what led to the 3-hole dinner bet.
Yeah, that's true.
That was long before there were this many players and this many teams in the field. But we need a playoff to get the juices flowing. I'd love to all get in the cart, follow teams around as they play for the
I think it's what we need. It's going to happen, but when it does, we'll remember that one. I think just a little more.
Let it be known that the playoff. How do the playoffs work at Augusta? It's another. Is it 3 holes?
It should either be 3 holes or go back and play 18 once. I would say. I mean, the thing is the thing that's tough, real quick, and we won't get into too much to it, but it does need to get brought up, is the team that's already finished, that's going to be done. If I was a part of that team, and say the last team finished and they tied, and we had a playoff, I would want to get warm again and go, and instead of just going right back out there. So
you get a 5 range, that should get warm, get your gloves again, and then it's a 3-hole playoff.
I guess it really kind of depends what they would let us do. I mean, actually, no, it doesn't. We would do what we wanted, but I'd be for 3 holes. I think the more the merrier. I think drag that thing out as long as they can be. All right, let's finish up here. Position you'd want to be in more, hitting a 100. This is on the 18th hole. Hitting a shot 150 away, landing on the green, or sinking 10 to 15 foot putt for the win.
Putt.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. 18th hole's tough, bro.
No, I've heard you talk about it. I think the shot would be really cool, but I can understand the putt.
Yeah,
obviously.
For sure.
What do you think the winning score will be, Andy?
I think it's going to be like 3 under, man. I'm telling you. This course is not friendly. The greens are not friendly. I think if a team goes like 5 under, they win, no question.
Yeah. 3 under. 3 under. You heard it here first. Well, I think that's it, man. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you staying up a little late.
Early.
Got to get here early, bro. I mean, I guess I need to get some sleep. Tomorrow night we'll be driving down. You still there?
I'm here, bro.
Okay. Thanks so much, Andy. We will see you soon on the first tee. And to everyone, I hope you can listen to this tomorrow or on the drive down to Shellman Bluff. Content. That is it for us. KJ Knows Best. Thank you all for listening. See you on the first tee.